There's something psychology has discovered about people who have few or no friends, and most people completely miss it. They're often labeled as antisocial, awkward, distant, or emotionally closed off. But psychology shows that these labels couldn't be more wrong. If this has ever described you, this might explain your mind in a way no one ever has before. If you've ever felt alone, misunderstood, disconnected, or out of place, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. In many cases, it means your brain works differently. Psychology shows that people who have few or no friends often have higher awareness, deeper mental processing, and stronger internal standards than the average person. That difference changes everything. One of the first traits psychology consistently finds in people who have few or no friends is a very low tolerance for fake or draining behavior. You can't stand shallow personalities, forced conversations, or people who wear social masks. Research on self-awareness shows that as people become more psychologically aware, their tolerance for inauthentic behavior drops sharply. You don't enjoy small talk that leads nowhere. You don't enjoy pretending. You'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who slowly drain your mental and emotional energy. This isn't avoidance. This is self-protection. Another powerful trait is your preference for depth over quantity. People who have few or no friends aren't avoiding relationships. They're avoiding surface-level relationships. Psychology shows that deeper thinkers naturally seek fewer but more meaningful connections. You want conversations about ideas, purpose, psychology, and what really drives people. Not empty chatter or social performances. That's why group settings often feel uncomfortable. Not because you don't belong, but because the conversation doesn't go deep enough to hold your attention. Your mind also works differently at a nervous system level. Psychology refers to this as high sensitivity or deep processing. Your brain takes in more information than most people realize. During social interaction, you're reading tone, noticing subtle emotional shifts, analyzing intent, and processing meaning beneath words. Research shows that people with this kind of brain wiring need more recovery time after social interaction. For you, solitude isn't isolation. It's recovery. It's how your mind resets and regains balance. Another trait that often gets misunderstood is your low reliance on external validation. Psychology shows that people who have few or no friends often don't depend on constant social feedback to feel stable. You can think alone. You can solve problems independently. You can sit quietly with your own thoughts without feeling uncomfortable. You don't need approval to exist confidently. To others, this can look like distance. But psychologically, it's strength. There's also a deeper reason behind your selectiveness with people, and it usually comes from experience. People who have few or no friends often develop a higher trust threshold. Psychology shows that once trust is broken, the brain becomes protective and selective. You don't rush into connections. You observe people over time. You watch patterns. You test consistency. You value depth over access, and you don't let just anyone into your inner world. Here's where most people get it wrong. They see distance and call it coldness. They see silence and call it awkwardness. They see independence and call it detachment. But psychology sees emotional regulation, depth of thought, and a strong internal identity. Your mind isn't broken. It's selective. Sometimes the people with the strongest minds walk alone for a while. Not because they can't connect, but because they refuse shallow connections. You're not behind. You're not antisocial. You're simply operating on a different psychological frequency. The traits that make you feel out of place today are the same traits that create wisdom, clarity, and inner strength tomorrow. Depth always feels lonely in a shallow world. If this felt personal, comment, "This explains me." And if you want psychology content that explains your personality in ways school never taught you, subscribe to your hidden psyche, because the next video might reveal something about yourself you've never realized.